I'm Jen. I think I met Dr. Danny summer of 2017. It's almost 2 years ago. I was desperate. I was desperate, in pain, kinked up neck. Their sister, Margaret, I was friends with, she's like, you gotta try this guy. And it was a Saturday, and I called the office, and I'm like, I am desperate, I need to come in, I can't move my neck, blah, 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 blah. Went in, and he basically was like, you're a mess. I'm like, how'd you fucking know I'm a mess? And he's like, because I know. And backtrack a little bit, probably over the last almost 30 years, I've been through a lot of mental trauma. Go back, at 19, I lost a boyfriend to murder. 3 years later, my mom died of a heart attack, ripped from my life. Got into a marriage that probably shouldn't have. So after 20 years, I got divorced and left raising 2 kids on my own, 2 teenage boys, deadbeat dad. And a year after my divorce, I was diagnosed with breast cancer and thought my life was over. Still hadn't met him yet. And barreled through that and survived the whole everything, and trying to figure out how to raise my boys and figure out how to still live life. So I wouldn't say I'm fixed or anything, because I am a mess. I'm a work in progress, but everything happens for a reason. And I ended up on his doorstep for a reason. And he has got me to realize how important I am, and all of you are. I mean, I know that he has had this effect on every single one of you, and probably thousands of other people. And I'm probably at one of the lowest points of my life. But 4 years cancer-free. I never did drugs. I never did the tamoxifen. I never did any of that, because the effects that chemotherapy had, did it save my life? Probably. But I've always been drawn to the holistic. I've always been drawn to the non-drug thing. And even if I'm struggling in life, I still haul my ass to his office every week. I'm there every week. And sometimes he just looks at me. I don't have to say anything. It's like, I got you. I got you. I'll take care of you. And that's what gets me going. And working with Renee now. And this is a whole mess of shit happening. But I have faith in listening to all of you. It reinforces this, that I'm not crazy. That, like you said, you try to explain him, and you can't, except he's just one of a kind. He's phenomenal, and I know, in fact, I have to go to the doctor tomorrow because I have a lump, and I need to get it checked. I'm freaking out and all this other stuff. And I know that if something would happen, I would be on his doorstep the very next day. And, all right, what are we gonna do to fix this? What are we gonna do? And he would. You would be like, I'm all in. I have no doubt. He would do whatever it takes. So that's my story. Especially with kids, I brought my son in. He had acne for years. He's now almost 19. And medications and drugs and pills, it didn't work. And it affected his social life. And from the time of 5th grade, and he's now a freshman at Bradley, he's like, da, 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 blah, 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 blah. Take these couple supplements, boom. It worked. Brought him back to the dermatologist. She's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I got this guy. I got this guy. I got a guy. I do. And I'm like, do you want to see? She's like, yeah, really. She goes, yeah. She didn't believe it. I said, I want him off all the meds, because this stuff works. And she's like, all right, give me his name. Give me his, so, but, yeah. So I know that, I don't want to say it's like an addiction that you just have to, but it's not. It's part of my life now. It's part of my routine. It's part of my wellness. I don't come to get fixed. I come to get well and stay well. And, you know, some days I don't even know what the hell he just said to me. I don't, but I'm like, I got my little book and I'm trying to write it down.
Oh, fuck that, doesn't work.
I'm like, no, because I know what's going on here. Just trust me. You just have to. And there's always people that, you know, yeah, that's not this, that. Fuck them, they're out. You know, I've decided you don't need those people. And, you know, you surround yourself with, like, people like this, and you can move mountains, and I am so beyond grateful. And I love you dearly. You're the same in my life.
I think that pretty much sums them up. I recently had last week I had to go in for surgery, so I got a little bit of a taste of doctors. Those kind of doctors. You know, did the guy do a good job? Yeah. Did I see him more than 10 minutes? No. You know, I went into his office. He says, "Yeah, that's your problem. You're gonna have to go in for surgery." He come into my room right before I got knocked out. He says, "We're gonna cut you open." I haven't seen him. That's it. Talked to my wife. Said everything went well. And goodbye. He probably fixed what was wrong, but there was no. He doesn't know who I am.
What did I say? Go see frickin' McLane. Go get frickin' needles in your belly.
I did, but you know, didn't fix it, okay? It needed to be cut open and sewed back together. But if he could have done it, I would have had him do it, believe me.
You got the tools.
You know? But
they'll tell you. He will. They'll tell you. I can do all of this. But
yeah. It's the
there's
heart.
stuff,
It's he knows you. He knows your story. Your story. Your story. My story.
And it keeps it so peaceful and so easy to really let yourself go and to be who you need to be and get the crud out and get the fear out and really remove it and feel okay about it. There's very few people, I think, in life that everybody knows that you feel you can fully trust. Trust is something you have to earn. I'm a Libra, so I trust everybody to a fault, unfortunately. But this guy is Libra too, and this guy he's just such a person worth trusting and worth giving your full physical and emotional self your vulnerability to, and knowing that you're going to be okay. There's not many people that you can do that with, for me personally, and I'm so grateful it provides that space for me and for all of you and everybody that crosses your path. It's a gift to be able to do that. Thank you.
Yeah, happy to be here. And it's really interesting because for me, you guys see what I do for you. You might not all see what you do for me. I tried to work in an office, and I was terrible at it. So the thing my brain is the best at is the really complex, really difficult stuff. If I have to do something mundane, I fall apart. Ask Nora. She is a blessing in my life. Literally an answered prayer, like not even kidding. Because all of the things that I suck at, all the data, like if you ever get, like you got an invitation, that was Nora and her team. If you get a follow-up, I mean, that's Nora and her team. I was trying to build my office staff, and I just realized, like, everybody here is angsty. Like, I made a team of sled dogs. These are not pets. You can't hang out with them. We can drag a lot of weight, but nobody's happy. I was like, I'm done. I'm going to fire Nora, would you please build a team? And she's like, I got this. Sure. She just stepped into it. I was like, all right, here you go. And I was like, I think I like this person. She's like, no. I was like, no, we're gonna go on with that one. She's like, I found this person. She's really great. I was like, I should probably talk to her. She's like, don't worry about it. I got it. It's just, you just go do the thing in the back. Don't just back up back there. Back, just further back. Keep going. Right there. Okay, good. Right there. I mean, if anybody wants to show me, but so of all the things that I'm able to do, I'm not good at the tedious things. I'm not good at the day-to-day mundane things. Like, I don't know how many times I had to redo mailing something because either I didn't sign the thing I was supposed to sign before I put it in the envelope. It was a debacle. Oh my God. So having all of you participate in the best that I can offer means I don't have to interface with the crap I'm really bad at, and that makes me very happy. So I'm happy to be there for you. Like, people ask me like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm such a mess, it's such a trouble. I was like, no. I'm good at the bad stuff, but I'm really bad at the easy stuff. So I'm happy to help unpack whatever you have. Anybody else that hasn't had a chance to talk, want to say anything?
I didn't share.
Right.
Well, I've known Dr. Danny how many years now? Since your youngest was born.
Yeah.
I'm the newborn and family photographer. All the photos you see in his office of me. Yeah. I'm the Kelly. I don't know, there's a lot of stories I could share about him, but I would say like the most recent one was when I was low in vitamin D. Still getting there, still getting back up there. But also found out like I've been struggling through, in high school I struggled through migraines. Like the longest one I had was like a week long, so kind of like with you, experienced that. My cycle, get horrible cramps. I've been in the hospital from it, from puking to just migraines, and doctors are like, oh, it's normal, it's fine. And then I'm like, my friends are like, that's not normal. So I just finished up a couple weeks ago on the 6 sessions that he did, and the last 2 cycles, I've actually been able to go out and do stuff. That's never happened in like 5 years. I mean, he's worked on my brain too, and like now I'm like not as awkward as I used to be. Yeah, so thank you. But I still don't like public speaking, so sure.
And
You did great now.
Yeah.
So, thank you for sharing. Anybody else want to jump in that? Judy?
To bounce off of your story, I kind of feel the same way. It was about 4 years ago when the first time I met Dr. Danny. Another doctor actually recommended him, and I walked in, and this is the North Pro too. I'm kind of big on like what the energy feels like in a room. I don't know why that is, but it's always been that way. And walked in, like there was something different here, and I was like, this is really nice. I like this. This is positive. And normally when I go to a doctor's office, I don't feel that way. And so I actually was there just for back pain and some pain in my knees. And this we worked on that for a while, and something that has always been a big deal with me is my weight. And every time when I meet a new doctor, whether I come there for that purpose or not, it's always, well, you want to do something about that? And what I loved is he didn't mention it at all. It was like, so gradually I started hearing people talking about a Shape Reclaim program. And he still never said a word about it, never said anything, hey, you want to try this or anything? So one day just said, I'm going to ask about it. It's kind of hard for me to ask for help like that because I always figure I should be able to control that myself. But so I said, well, can you tell me more about this? And he sits right down. I was the last patient of the day, and I think we were back there for like an hour and a half, just talking about the whole thing. So we started it, and I just got to thank you. It's been fantastic. It's up and down now a little bit, but I can control it when it gets a little too far up. And it's just marvelous. And I remember saying to Dr. Danny once that my iron was really low. My doctor, my first doctor had said it should be like 81 or something like that. It was 7. And he said, well, we should do something about that. He goes and he does something back here and pushes something. And next time I talked to her was 6 weeks later when we did a blood test, and it was almost where it should be. And she says, how did you do that? We've been working on that for a year and nothing happened. I said, well, I don't know. You can talk to Dr. Danny about that. But it's just a really big thing for me. It's just been, most doctors really talk down to you, and I really like the fact that I feel like I'm talking to a friend who just happens to be a genius. And that's always very helpful, but and hearing all of your stories today, normally as a patient you don't get to see everybody else's story, and it's very cool to be able to sit here and see what a variety of people we all are, but we all are helped by one person who does an awesome job. And now you guys are all talking me into brain training. I haven't done that yet because it kind of freaks me out a little bit, but I'm going to try.